Futures are positive as it seems Spain is ready to ask for aid. Q4 had a choppy start, but banks are strengthening. Can Apple find some sure footing? I'm Brittany Umar, and the morning call starts right now.
Good morning, I'm Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com.
And I'm Brittany Umar with TheStreet, and together we bring you Morning Call Express. We're seeing a bit of a tricky environment these days as, especially today, futures are taking us right back to the spot where we failed yesterday afternoon. So what do you make of the action we're seeing, Scott?
I think if you're a macro investor, you have nothing to worry about. We're like 3% off the highs, or up 15+% on the year for the S&P. But if you tactically trade the way a lot of us on our floor do, yesterday you came in, the futures were positive. We opened up, we pushed through 1450. And then once everyone started getting comfortable and repositioning for what could have been a gap and go for the first day of the fourth quarter, all of a sudden, market sold off. If you had anything that you positioned after 12 o'clock, you were down on it. So active traders had to make a decision whether they should go flat. And some probably went out short because it seemed like we had a bit of a push-through failure. And then you come in today with the futures up 8 handles, right back where we were. If you went out short overnight, you're upset. And if you got rid of your longs yesterday afternoon, you tried to be too cute. So a little bit of a choppy environment.
So what are the levels to watch right now in the S&P?
So if you take a macro look at the chart of the S&P, and you'll see right here that it's still a lot to love. Not even a year ago we were down at 1100. Here we go, fast forward about a year later at 1444. But if you look at the two trends here, here is the gradual trend that comes in and actually matches right up with the 50-day at 1413. And then the more accelerated trend line that we've been following ever since the market got re-exhilarated down here. So at this point, you take a closer look. Short-term guys that try and be cute, kind of like me, are trying to figure out, does this area hold? Can we stay above 1430, or do we see a move to about 1413? Or do we just need more time in this wedge type formation to start triggering above 1460 to put us back in motion for a move to the highs of the year? But overall, I think market will make new highs this year, or maybe in the first quarter of next year. It's just a matter of what happens first in the next few weeks.
Well, yesterday the Qs led us lower, so how much is tech and Apple even a concern for you, which also declined yesterday, continued its decline?
Well, you never want to see relative weakness in the Qs or like in the Russell or even in the home builders, but if we look here at the Qs, you will see that you do have somewhat of a head and shoulders formation forming. You have the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. Right here, we haven't been able to take back half of this move down. So I would say, to get out of trouble, the Qs need to get above about 69.33, because if we wind up breaking this little trend line here, you could see a move to the 50-day. And like you said, Apple's been weaker lately, and that's always hard for the market to digest because Apple somewhat is the heartbeat of the market. And here, ever since it broke the 21-day at around 683, it's been pressured and controlled by it all the way down to where, I guess I was talking yesterday, we could see a move to this 50-day. So at this particular point, it has been pressured, technology's been pressured, but, it's been like have and have-nots.
Exactly. It's not all bad. High beta tech was a bit of a mixed bag yesterday. You've got stocks like Google and IBM at historic highs. Yeah,
Google is at historic highs, paying all equity investors. And look at the chart of IBM. Oh my goodness, this stock is a bellwether. And, pow, look at this nice flag pattern to new highs at historic highs for a stock like IBM. So it shows you, if you chose IBM over like an Intel or Microsoft, that you just have to be in the right stock. Stock selection matters. So does entries and exits.
Yes, and financials were strong yesterday. What do you make out of the action of the banks?
I thought that they were strong. They were the last to give in yesterday. Barron's had a very positive article about Goldman Sachs. I think that stock is showing some leadership today. There's a negative article about JP Morgan. So I think, watch the banks today to see if they have continued strength, because if they do, that could also help the markets as we move forward.
Well, we're going to talk about all of this and more in the long version, so stay with us.
Hi, I'm Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer for T3 Live, and I would like to invite you to join us on October 6th and 7th in New York City for our first annual T3 Live Active Trader Super Conference. The two-day event will focus on what we believe to be the 5 keys to being a successful trader. We will teach you the strategies, tactics, and mindset we take to the market every single day, and you will leave the Super Conference with a personal, step-by-step success blueprint. Visit T3Live.com and click on the Education tab on the top of the page and watch preview videos of this event. Seats will fill up quickly, so be sure to reserve yours today. My colleagues and I look forward to meeting you. Have a great day.